Hello. I thought I would use this time of having the house to myself to film a introductory video, even though I've been on this channel for how many years now? Really to answer some pertinent questions regarding my anti-aging lifestyle that I receive on a regular basis on all of my channels. So we're doing construction in the house, and this is like day one after a month of having workers in and out of the house doing various things. So I am sitting in a furnishless room. So it is a bit echoey in here. Sorry about that if that's too much for your ears. I can reshoot this video, but I probably won't because let's be honest, who has the time? I'm sipping my holy basil tea, organic India Tulsi. I love this. I found like an in vitro study recently showing that holy basil extract inhibited MMP1, matrix metalloproteinases, and hyaluronidase, which is an enzyme that breaks down hyaluronic acid. Not sure if that translates well into actual human skin. It also has been shown to have some sort of like anxiolytic properties. So I've been drinking this and just sipping on it because, oh my gosh, my schedule is packed lately. Anyway, like I said, I wanted to really answer some questions that many people have about me regarding my anti-aging lifestyle, my anti-aging journey. And I often use like the quote fingers for anti-aging because anti-aging to me really means, I really say this all the time, but anti-aging is sort of a catch-all phrase for me about optimizing health, about optimizing youthfulness and vitality, vibrancy, so that you can have a long, healthy lifespan that is filled with quality moments, or really just a good overall quality of life. So you can experience the joys of life, you can experience life to the fullest. That's really what I mean by anti-aging. This is one of like the questions that I have too is, what do you mean anti-aging? Are you against aging? Are you against age? No, I'm not against age. I'm not against the wisdom that you gain over time. That's awesome. I love that. Really, when I mean anti-aging, again, is optimizing health, optimizing quality of life for the lifespan so that you could have that quality of life, that you can have those experiences in your life and experience the world and all the beauty and joy that it has to give you and bring with vitality, with youthfulness, with a zest for life, with vibrancy. Even with, challenges, you can take those head on because you have the strength, you have the willpower, you have the well-being and the quality of mind to go after those challenges and find solutions. However, I'm not gonna lie by saying that I'm not also interested in maintaining and preserving the visible aspect of the body, the youthfulness of the skin, because I really do believe that a perception of yourself, when you have a good perception of yourself and you're happy with how you look to yourself, it really does play a role in your emotional health and your mental health, which has implications for your immune system, for your immune function, for your overall body health. So it does play a role in just physical health overall, but your mental and emotional health also can dictate the choices that you make, the decisions that you make that have long-lasting effects in your life. For instance, if you have a good perception of yourself, you're happy with how young and beautiful you look to you, and you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to make positive choices and decisions in your own life. And that's sort of what I mean when I approach anti-aging. It's not about being against anything, it's being for promoting and improving the youthfulness and vitality of the whole self. Not just the visible, not just the aesthetics, but a more holistic approach to just overall health and well-being. That's what I mean by anti-aging. Okay, the next question is, how did you get into anti-aging? So I get this question a lot. How did I get into this anti-aging lifestyle? I got into this, and that's actually covers my second question that I get is, when did you start your anti-aging journey, your health journey, your anti-aging lifestyle? Well, I really started noticing and being aware and researching anti-aging and approaching healthy aging and maintaining youth and vitality when I was like turning 13, so like 12 to 13. When I was entering my teen years, I was really noticing sort of like the changes and the transitions that happen in life. And I started becoming more aware, I guess, of just the people around me and the changes and transitions that occurred in their life, particularly people who were older than me, like adults and people like not just in my family, but just like out there in the world, people I would see on TV and like celebrities, and I would see sort of their changes over time, and I would see what would happen when somebody did not take care of themselves, when they drank, they smoked, they made very unhealthy dietary choices, they didn't exercise, they had just a lifestyle that was stressful and anxiety driven, and I saw really what happened to them and their health and their well-being, and even the visible aspect. I saw sort of how that sort of declined over time. And then I would see other people, I would hear other stories, and I would see these people who did take care of themselves, who exercised, not like crazy, but regularly, who ate well, took care of themselves just overall, who had a healthy outlook on life, a positive outlook on life, who had good social connections and maintained family relationships and things like that. And I saw how these people really had an overall positive and amazing quality of life. Even like as time went on, they just had a better overall health and well-being and vitality. And they also just looked better, like in terms of like their skin quality and just the overall happiness that came through their eyes and their face, and their expressions was just more pronounced. And I also just saw how significant our thoughts, our mind was, and how that helped to shape our reality, not just the reality around us, the circumstances, the people and events, but also our bodies, the physical body. I saw how the mind, how thoughts can also, shape the body and the overall appearance and also the health as well. And I thought to myself, there must be something to making actual positive choices and decisions in your life. And that's why I decided then and there, like when I was like 12 or 13, to never ever drink alcohol, because I saw what alcohol could do, never to smoke, also to just eat healthy and to approach things in a more natural, holistic way. I started researching, and I think I got a book when I was like around that age, like 13. My dad gave me a book. It was like herbal remedies, and I was reading about all these herbal remedies that I wanted to try, and like foraging and making, I think, like medicinal wine or something like from fruits. I'm not sure. I was kind of tempted to like try it, but I was afraid of trying it because I didn't want the alcohol. It was sort of like I guess a gateway into my journey into more like natural nutrition approaches to healthy living and well-being and anti-aging. And then I started just researching and learning more about the skin and I guess just maintaining youthfulness of the skin, and how the sun contributes to skin aging. My whole life, my eyes have always been super sensitive to light, and I guess my eye doctor said it's because my eyes are light. They're light eyes. They don't have as much pigment as other people. So I've never been able to go outside in the sun and just like be normal. I've had to always seek shade, wear sunglasses, and I've always really just avoided the sun for the most part of my life. So I never really stayed out in the direct sun. I never really got a lot of sun exposure over time, just because it was just so harsh on my eyes. And I really had to really protect not only my eyes, but I also knew, over time when I was like around that age, when I was like 13 and 14, I started understanding the effects, and I started reading about the effects of the sun on the skin and how sunscreen was important every single day. I didn't really get started wearing sunscreen until later, because I was always afraid of not only the chemicals in sunscreen, which I have now sort of understood are okay, I guess, in the amounts that we use them in, but also the effects of it on like breaking me out or making me look like greasy, and that's not really what I wanted. That being said, I've been able to find a lot of good, I guess, aesthetically appealing sunscreens, and I use those on a daily basis now to provide just an extra like layer of protection for my skin. I've been very diligent on my sun protection, even more so than I ever was, because before I would just protect my skin from the sun by not going out in it, but still getting some exposure to UV, obviously, because when you're outside and you have some light hitting you, even if it's not direct sunlight, you're getting UVA exposure, and that's just something that you can't really avoid. But wearing sunscreen really cuts down on that significantly, especially if you're wearing enough, sun protective clothing, hats, sunglasses, things like that. So that's been really helpful for me, and I've been really passionate about that. And also just approaching my nutrition. I really approached healthy eating. Well, my whole life, I've always loved vegetables. Even when I was really little, I have always loved like spinach and broccoli, and I would eat my vegetables just growing up naturally because I enjoyed them. I wasn't super picky, and I've never been really picky when it comes to what I eat. I'll eat anything basically, but I've always loved healthy eating. I always loved the thought of it, as well as just how it makes me feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and that's what I choose. And I love nutrition. I love the science of nutrition. I love studying nutrition and researching it and applying what I learn, and sort of like the intersection of nutrition and anti-aging. I've always loved that topic, and it's something that I research every single day I'm always thinking of like a new food or nutrient or antioxidant or a specific molecule and its relation to anti-aging, and I'm always researching it, always reading scientific papers every single day with respect to nutrition and anti-aging. I love it. It's a passion of mine. I love just sharing that knowledge and that information here on YouTube. I really didn't like transition my lifestyle to healthy eating until I would say 2010. That's when I really went full throttle. I don't even know if that's the right saying, but then I went like pure paleo. I cut out all sugar, all grains. My energy took a dip, but over time I started to sort of acclimate to that sort of way of living. I've been a little bit more relaxed on my diet since then because sometimes I will eat carbs. I will eat like quinoa or like sweet potatoes or things like that that are somewhat carby, which I think, you know, technically you can still have on a paleo diet. It just depends on the camp that you're in. I will not eat refined carbs, and I don't eat a purely plant-based diet. I do eat plants, but I also get some animal-based foods as well, so I can have a diverse mix of different like carotenoids, for example, that I can both utilize and convert from animal and plant sources respectively, and those carotenoids are powerful for anti-aging. My way of eating, my skincare has sort of evolved over time, and so I see it continually evolving based upon what works for me, trying new things, and I think that's sort of how we all have to approach things because we're all different and we can't rely on what works for others and apply it to ourselves and think it's going to be like just peachy and rosy. We're gonna have like different effects. We metabolize things differently, we approach things, we have preferences in a different way. So everyone is different when it comes to just like applying lifestyle things. That's why I think the beauty of like YouTube and being here on this platform, I can share knowledge with other people and I can gain knowledge from other people. In the comment section down below, people who watch me, they can really give me a lot of, you know, good advice, things that I didn't even think of, things that I've never heard of, so I can, you know, incorporate into my own routine and see if it works for me. And sometimes a way of eating, a skincare routine, an exercise routine isn't going to be the best for everybody. I think that there's a lot of dogma when it comes to the health field. I think everyone thinks that you can only eat a certain way, that all humans can only eat one way, or all humans should only exercise this way. And I think that that's sort of not how it works in the real world. I think there's a lot of variation among different people, and how I approach anti-aging may be different than how the next person approaches anti-aging or just health approaches in general. I try not to tell anybody what to do on this channel. I really try to give the information, give the research about anti-aging, nutrition, whatever else, so that people can take that information and do with it what they will. Okay, so how have you gained your knowledge? It's another question that I get. How have you learned all of this information? Well, basically, you know, they don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you what I talk about on this channel, anti-aging, nutrition, exercise. They don't really teach you this in school, and they definitely don't devote an entire major to that in like college or university. So everything that I've learned, like I said, is just reading scientific papers, research papers. I tend to apply both research from in vitro and in vivo studies because I tend to use all those data to my disposal, especially if those data, like in vitro data, are consistent across multiple studies and not just one small study that has methodology limitations. If there's consistent evidence, I will apply that to my lifestyle, and I will talk about that on this channel and on all my social media channels that I discuss anti-aging, nutrition, health, and wellness. So yeah, scientific papers, research papers, basically if you want to do that as well, all you really have to do is, what I do is I like think of a food like avocado, and I'll do avocado anti-aging skin in CBI. Google that, or like an antioxidant like quercetin or catalase, and just apply those search terms to anti-aging in PubMed or with PubMed, and it'll pull up studies in vitro, in vivo, randomized clinical trials, small non-randomized clinical trials, split phase trials when it comes to skincare studies. And it's not just about reading the abstract of those papers, you also have to read the full paper, including the discussion. That's where a lot of the context happens, is the discussion section of papers. You can actually see sort of like how things are approached in both the study. There's often like a small literature review in both the introduction and the discussion sections of medical papers or scientific papers, research papers, and that'll give you even more context of why the study was performed, the rationale behind, you know, certain things, how things happen, how things work, and it can lead you to more papers so you can read more research about any given topic. Another fun question I get is, are you super strict with your diet? Do you have any cheat days? I wouldn't necessarily call them cheats because, for instance, like, sorry, there was like a magnet on my phone. I don't buy like Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies. I don't go out to eat at Crumble. Jacob does, I don't do it. So I don't bring having that type of stuff in the house, I literally do not have a craving for cookies, snacks. I literally don't have a craving for, you know, sugary junk food or whatever the case may be. I just don't have those cravings. I think that when you nourish your body with good high quality fat, which helps with satiation, it helps you feel full and satisfied, protein, fiber, healthy, good carbs, and you're not just relying on carbs and sugar, you're actually nourishing your body, you're increasing satiation and satisfaction, and you're not really gonna have those cravings. And there's different, like, I guess, neural pathways that are lit up and sort of dissipate over time when you follow that lifestyle. You start to feel good by making healthy choices, and that's sort of why, you know, I don't really have like cheat days. That being said, we are making pizza tonight because Jacob, we both got the big green egg, so Jacob is really excited to make pizza on that tonight, so we're making that. And I'm gonna eat pizza, but I'm also going to do things throughout the day that's going to lessen the impact that that pizza, as delicious as it may be, will have on, you know, my blood sugar, on potential glycation, things like that. So for instance, if I'm eating pizza tonight, I might have a beverage during the meal or before the meal, maybe 20 minutes before, of chia seeds with maybe a little bit of acidity from like a lemon and a lime. Both of these help to blunt the effect the carbs have on the glycemic response, which may potentially help with the glycation burden or the associated glycation associated with those carbs. This hasn't been significantly studied in any regard, but this has been theorized in some of the papers that I have read, is that by maintaining healthy blood glucose levels, you can help to reduce the glycation that can happen with those free roaming sugars, glycating, you know, collagen, proteins, lipids in the skin, and also just antioxidants. Eating an overall antioxidant rich diet can also help to fight the advanced glycation end products, that glycation that occurs. And that's sort of how I approach really anything, is that I make sure that most of my diet, most of my lifestyle is geared toward anti-aging, is geared toward health. Because I know that, you know, if 80%, 90%, even 95% of my diet, of my lifestyle is healthy, at least according to me and what I know, that's going to tip the scales a lot further. And that unhealthy aspect is going to be way down here and not really having too much of an effect. So I can enjoy, you know, everything that life has to offer, including pizza, homemade pizza, and I believe be okay. So I'm not like super strict. I do try to give as much like healthy food options, recipes here on this channel as much as I can. But again, not super like strict or dogmatic or rigid in regard to my approach to anti-aging, to approach to health and nutrition. That being said, again, I don't eat sugar at all. I don't eat like desserts, heavy sugary desserts. I will make desserts, however. And I think those are all the questions I have. Do you have any other questions about me and my anti-aging journey and my anti-aging lifestyle? I would love for you to ask that. Ask it in the comment section down below. I would love to have that discussion with you. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. That really helps out my videos and my channel, and I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for watching again. If you would like to subscribe, hit that subscribe button as well. I'd love to share this space with you. Thank you for watching again. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.